it's officially happening. We're back together again, virtually.
Virtually. Hello.
Hi, it's good to be here. Good to
Yeah,
be
and
back.
I see you have another hat on.
Yep, I think this is gonna be my new thing when we record. My hair, well, sometimes it looks really bad and sometimes it looks awful. So I just
You always rock a hat.
I just feel like I got to do the hat thing,
Yeah,
you know.
I support. So how are you feeling?
So I actually have a raging headache right now.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I took some Advil before. I don't know if it's well, I've been drinking a lot of water, so
Hmm.
I doubt I'm dehydrated. I've shit 3 times today. No,
Oh
twice.
my
Sorry,
gosh.
twice. But you know what?
Wow.
But you know what? Um, I didn't Monday or Tuesday. So like, it's
You're trying to
just,
catch up.
yeah. I don't know what's going on with my body. It's weird. Um, and I don't know if it's irritated with
It,
me or
are you
what.
stressed? I might be stressed.
When am I, Shelby?
I know. I
When
know.
am I
I was
not
telling
stressed?
you the other day or yesterday or whatever that I just feel like my stress level is like reached a peak where that's just normal. So now it's just like I'm fine.
We're just fine all the time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah. So I have a raging headache. I don't think it's from dehydration. It might be from the lack of caffeine. I had like a cup and a half of coffee today,
Hmm.
which is like okay, but I usually have like 3.
No, okay. Then yeah, I might be the caffeine. Speaking of, but not really, actually really random. So I've been watching Gossip Girl recently.
XOXO.
XOXO. I've been rewatching it and I never finished it the first time. I only
Uh-huh.
made it, I think, like 2.5 seasons in. So I'm watching all new stuff. But growing up, you were obsessed with Chase Crawford, and I did not get the appeal at all. I understand it now. And now I'm like 5.5 seasons in. I get the appeal. And so now when we write, because we write our cards, and at the end of our cards, we always write
PSPS.
PS
PSPS.
Chase
PSPS.
Crawford,
Chase Crawford.
um, which has been a tradition, for like
You know he's a
10
Cancer.
years. Is he a Cancer? He
Mm-hmm.
seems like he would be a Cancer. I get that. I feel that
Do you?
about him.
From Nate Archibald.
From Nate Archibald. I feel like him and his character are probably pretty similar.
Do you think so? Do you think
I
that's why
think
I'm in love with
so.
him? Or was in love with him when I was
Maybe.
12?
I don't know. But yeah, I definitely get the appeal now. Also, my God, this is like a trash show, but I'm here for it.
People keep saying how good it is, and I just can't. It's one of those things where it's like, didn't they do like a study or something where they said that like rewatching the shows that you watch all the time is like a sign of depression
Oh,
because
absolutely. Yep.
yeah. So like I haven't started it again because
Mhm.
I just can't seem to get away from
For like
Criminal
core
Minds.
shows.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Criminal Minds. It's like I try to go into bed. So this is what I watched when I go to bed.
Mhm.
When I'm laying in bed and I'm like, I need to put something on so I can fall asleep to. / I could be interested in something, if I don't fall asleep right away. And so I
Yeah.
sit there for 20 fucking minutes and pass the Criminal Minds a few times. I'm like, no, actually, like you need to find something else. You need to find something else. And then finally, I'm like, fuck it. I can't find anything. Criminal Minds.
Bring people
And then
back. Yeah.
literally, though, I don't even make it to the first scene. I fall asleep.
Because you've already exhausted yourself just by
I'm
looking.
exhausted.
God, you probably could have finished like an actual episode if you just put it on. Yeah.
Seriously.
But I definitely think that is a thing. I've been doing that for like the past 2 years. Just recently though, only because the new season or like the new spinoff came out of Gossip Girl.
Oh,
And I was just so intrigued. And
is
so
it good?
I only watched the first episode because they're doing weekly and I like to binge, so I don't like
I
to
know.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I think there's 3 episodes out tomorrow. There'll be a third one or fourth one. Um, and so it was good. It's just so different. And so I was like, oh, well, I was kind of sucked into that first episode. So I was like, well, I got to go back. And then here we are. And I've watched 5.5 seasons in like a week and a half. So
Oh, I love that for you.
I know. Well, I put it on when I'm making candles, because I don't have to like actually sit and watch it because like you can
Yeah.
just listen and whatever. And so I probably miss like half the stuff that's going on, but there's already so much. So
I mean,
it,
yeah.
what's going on with you? I've already asked that, but
Yeah. This is the second time, but it's okay. So also woke up this morning to a text, and I don't think I ever told you about this guy because he's just like not relevant to my life. You know what I mean? So it's like, why
Okay.
tell you? You know?
Yeah.
So, but we started talking. So we started talking in like May, and we met through a mutual friend. This mutual friend like wanted to set us up or whatever. And I was like, like I don't really care. I don't really want to meet this guy. Didn't know anything about him, but I was just like, I don't really care. And the guy was like, no, like you're gonna like him. I think you're gonna like him. Whatever. I was like, well, if you do all the work, you give him my number, and you have him set up the date, and tell me where to be, I'll show up. So that
Okay.
happened. Showed up. He was like, okay, like, well, you know how picky I am, but like
Yeah.
he was like, but he was actually like funny, and like, you know, there could have been something, but I was like, oh, like whatever, I'll go on a second date. So we hung out. Mm, 4 or 5 times in the
Wow.
course of like from like May till like end of June or so. So he ended up being at one of my friend's birthday parties and stuff, and um, we were talking and stuff, and he was like, or I don't even know how it came up, but we kind of made it clear that neither of us wanted anything serious. He kept asking, so like, what are we? What do you want? What do you want? Which irritated me because I was like, we're at a party. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really want to
Now's
know.
not the time, buddy.
Now's not the time. I want to enjoy my friends. Anyway, so last time I saw him was at like a little like bar place with a couple of my other friends, and then that was in late June, and now we're in late July. So, and that was literally the last time we talked, and we saw
Okay.
each other, and to be fair, like we both said, like we're not really looking for anything serious, but like we were kind of like, I don't know, like I think anyway, we both kind of ghosted each other, like,
Just a
so
mutual ghosting.
kind of a mutual ghosting, right? Like, so we both kind of fit, like I figured like, okay, we're done hanging out. I'm sure he figured we're done hanging out, right? Like it was a mutual thing on both ends, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And then out of the blue at 6:19 this morning,
Wow. Early.
early, early, I get a text from him.
How weird. What did it say?
He was like, hi, Ashley. I know it's been a while since we've last talked. I just got back from my trip. I just wanted to say that I've been thinking, and I just think that we're better as friends.
Why did he feel the need to send this one? And also it's 6:19 in the morning.
And it was a month later.
Do you think he hit his head and maybe he woke up and he thought it was like the next night? Did he
No,
like lose a month of time? Because that's the
no.
only
I was
plausible
like,
explanation.
can't honestly, Shelby, I was like so shook because I was like, how could you like what?
Did you respond?
I did because
Oh my gosh, what did you say?
I just kept it really light because I felt like if I didn't respond, he would think I'd be petty, right? Like
Right.
there's a lot of weird things, right? Like I don't want to sound petty, like I'm just over it. And I don't
Are you gonna see him again, or are
I
you gonna
think
run into
well,
him?
okay, so the thing I think I'm assuming so because we have a mutual friend. So
Okay.
like I don't think I'm gonna see him a lot, but I don't want it to be like
There might be that occasion where
there
he
might
pops
be an
up.
occasion where he pops up. I doubt we're gonna see each other that much, but still, like I'd rather just leave on like normal terms. And I really don't care. Like I think that it's hilarious that he had to send it to me. To be fair, I don't know, but I think that he sent it because our mutual friends having something like a little get together this weekend. I'm not going, but
Hmm.
I think he thinks that I could be going.
Oh, and he wants to just clear the air. But why send it at 6:19 in the morning?
At 6:19, and also like it irritates me. I just think he thinks that he's the cat's meow
Oh,
because
probably.
because I kept saying like, oh well, you know, like you're just like a fuck boy, or like you're just like this. I'm like, you know, like I just, you know, don't want to. I whatever. And he was like, I'm not though. I'm not, like I'm a really nice guy. I'm a really nice guy. And you know what nice
That's
guys
what they
do?
all say. They say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you know what nice guys do? They're like, hey, look, like I don't want to lead you on, like whether that's in person or over text, depending on how well you know them. I don't want to lead you on. I think you're a great person, but we're just not a good match, right? That's what a nice person does. That's what like somebody who respects you, right? Okay, sure, fine. Just agree. That was a
I feel
that
like
was
I'm watching you like mid breakdown right now.
yeah, because I just think it's hilarious. Keep going. Okay, we're not done yet. So, so
No, what now?
no, nothing. But then it's like, so he must think that he's the nicest guy because he's like, yeah, I cleared the air. Like, yeah, I did that. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
even. But I think he's like a month too late.
I mean, obviously he's a month too late.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, dude, you're only doing this to cover your ass because you might see me, or you think you might see me this weekend, and you don't want it to be awkward, which is fine. No disrespect there. It would have been nice to be like, hey, like, clearly we haven't talked in a while. I might see you to this weekend. I just don't want things to be awkward. I would have much rather have a text like that than
Yeah, for sure.
than it'd be like, oh well, we haven't talked and I've been thinking and I just think that we're better as friends and whatever. Like it's like I just rather just cut the bullshit, just tell me. Or don't. I honestly, I gotta tell you, I didn't care much. Okay. Oh, and then he ends the text with he's like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna be moving.
Weird.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be moving just like 20 minutes away.
Oh, it's not even far. Like
No.
he's still in the same area.
Yes.
What's this guy's
I
deal?
don't know. I'm like, are you trying to be friends with me or what? And which is like, and again, I'm really fucking easy. Like he didn't affect me in any way, so it's kind of like I don't really care. Had I liked him, been a different situation, but I didn't.
Right.
And I thought I could have maybe potentially down the line, but it didn't get far
Certainly
enough.
not now.
Surprisingly enough, didn't have feelings, which is very rare for me because like I can get attached pretty easily, but I'm working on it.
Yeah,
So
it's like, the like trend on TikTok where it like shows people as if like they're kidnapped and it's like always them falling in love with the kidnapper, like getting the Stockholm syndrome so easily.
yeah, like,
And
so
it's
how long would it take you for you to get Stockholm syndrome?
yeah, exactly.
No,
Not very long.
not long. It's also a TikTok trend going on right now about how I should send it to you. I was literally sending it to my friends earlier this week about like their situations, and there was one that it's like guys just think that girls just are like them so much more than they actually do because they remember a detail about their sister.
Yeah.
Like they remember their sister's name and therefore they're just so much more into them than the guys are. But then the girl's like, yeah, but like girls are just nice. Like I met this one girl at a party when we were drunk in the bathroom and I remember that she had a test today. So you know what? I fucking texted her saying good luck with that test. I don't like her. I don't want to marry her. I just was trying to be nice and supportive. And I was like, yes, that guys just are so egocentric. Not
Yeah.
everyone, not all. I don't want to say all. I don't want to characterize all of them, but the
Yeah,
few that
a
I,
good
but the
huge
few that
chunk of
I've
it.
hung, yeah, the emotionally unavailable guys that I've been into lately are.
Yes. So let's just group them together.
Fun fact: he got mad at me or was upset because I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't save numbers in my phone.
I think I do. I think I remember criticizing you on that because it's fucking weird.
Weird. Okay, so normally, most of the time, I don't. I mean, I usually will save a number if it's like a friend, or especially, or if it's like a work person or something. But no, but if it's like a random person that I'm probably not going to talk to very often, I don't save their names until they either become a friend or they become something more serious. And so this guy, I didn't save his name. I didn't save his number. And we were out at my friend's birthday, and
You're
I was like,
not afraid that you're ever gonna like accidentally text someone
"Oh, I
by
did.
accident? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I
Points
did.
made.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, it happened. I literally had to play it off because the guy, it was our mutual friend, and I like had his number, but like the guy that came up said maybe so and so, and like so I just kind of anyway, so so I started texting our mutual friend, thinking that it was the guy I was talking to, and I started talking as if my the guy I was talking to was talking about our mutual friend and
Okay,
saying,
but how did you
let's just
play it off?
oh, I just pretended like, oh, sometimes I like to talk in third person.
So weird. If I met somebody who did that, I would be real sus on them. I'd be like, you're fucking lying. Because
Yeah,
it's just weird. That's shady. That's shady business. It's like my fear of like screenshotting someone's text and then sending it
I've done
to
that
someone.
too.
I've never
Oh
done it.
God,
It's
I've done that. I've
my
done
biggest
that.
fears.
Oh my God, Shelby, I've done that. My fucking fingers. I've done that to a guy that I'm talking to
So I
that I
can't
like,
even.
that I actually like, and I was like, oh my God, did you see what he just said? So I meant to screenshot it to one of my
Did
best
you say
friends.
that in like did you send the photo and your words at the same time? I always send the photo separate because it's like
I think I
burned
did.
into my
I
brain
think
to
I did.
not
I think I did. I think I did.
send it separate or send it together.
No, no. Okay, you know what? Okay, now that I'm remembering, because this is a while ago. Now that I'm remembering, I was talking to my friend on the phone when he texted me, and so I screenshotted it so I could show her,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
then I accidentally just sent it to him. And she's
Okay,
like,
so you didn't write anything.
I didn't write anything, thank
Okay,
God.
yeah, because I always just send screenshots first and then I'll send the text just in case I accidentally send it and I could just play it off. Like, oops, my big fat
Oopsies.
fingers.
Accidentally screenshotted and then accidentally sent it to you.
Sent it. Yeah, oops. Yeah, but
Oopsies.
that's better than you like screenshotting it and then also putting like,
So like,
look
yeah,
at this
then
fucking moron.
yeah, like how fucking idiotic are they?
Exactly.
So much, Shelby. Oh my God. Yeah, I do that all the time. I'm like notorious for that. Did I ever tell you that I did that like with my ex?
Me, I don't know. I mean, it would have been so long ago.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's happened before too. I yeah, I'm just really embarrassed. I embarrass myself a lot.
Yeah, well, you should just start putting names in your phone.
Well,
That
I
would be a
had
real easy fix.
no. I had my name. Okay, no. Here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. So he got mad at me. Back to this story. He got mad at me because
Who's
not
he?
mad. Um, which one is he?
Yeah, I've lost track at this point. Talking about like 8 different guys.
Um, that's hilarious because they all think that I'm like obsessed with just them. Anyway, um, the guy who sent me this text at 6:19 in the morning.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he got upset because, to be fair, we were both pretty drunk, but I was like checking my phone because my friends were texting me because I'd been talking to him for a while. And I opened up my text messages and he's like, "You don't have my number saved? You don't have my number saved." And like, had somebody had not saved my number and I saw them, you know what I would do? Make fun of
Mm.
it. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you don't have my number saved at this point? Like, what the fuck? But like, wouldn't care because whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't care unless I actually liked them and wanted.
Yeah. I don't think I'd care either. I just, as a Virgo myself,
Yeah, I know. You
it
need to
would
have it.
drive me personally insane if
Yeah.
I lived like that. I mean, just seeing your text because you have like 40, 400, I don't know, whatever it is, unopened
Um,
text, and then
I
like a
actually,
thousand emails.
let me tell you how many I have actually. Hold on. I have 80 right now.
That's pretty good. It was a much higher before.
I know. It's not bad, right?
Yeah. Yes, that drives me insane. I need it at zero. My emails at zero.
Oh yeah,
I
my
need no
emails like
notification.
my emails are like 30,000.
Yeah, that
I
it's
think.
so
Hold on, let me tell you.
unacceptable.
Let me tell you. Hold on. I have 38,615 unread emails.
It literally sounds like the word. I need my inbox empty. Everything goes into folders. I need it empty, and then anything that's like important that I need to remember stays there.
Oh yeah, no. It's I don't live
That
like that.
yeah, it
I
literally
know.
drives me insane. Anyway, I know a lot of people don't, but the whole phone number thing itself, I personally could not
Yeah.
live like that.
So he yeah, no, but he was like actually offended that I didn't save his number. And this is the fucking reason why I don't save numbers is because if we're gonna stop talking, why have wasted
You should have
space?
then when he texted you this morning, go, who's this? I don't have his phone number saved.
I know,
Then you just should have said to him.
I know. But then that's fucking petty. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like I
who
have my friend.
cares?
I don't like being petty, especially with guys, because I just feel like it makes them think that I liked them so much more than I did, and I just don't have the energy to
Yeah,
like
but there's a difference between
pretend.
being petty and being an asshole.
Yeah, no, it's not even about that. It's like giving them the satisfaction that I actually cared, and like I don't. So it's like I might as well just play it off like I don't care, because I don't.
I think it would be a great line, whether you see him
Oh,
in person or not. You
oh,
gotta,
oh, absolutely.
it,
Oh yeah, his
it's gotta
number's not.
come up.
I will tell you though, I am a little petty because I saved his number right when he said that to me, and I was like, "Well, I'm sorry you feel that way," like
You gave in and saved it.
yeah.
That's
And
the
then I saved.
moment you should have been like,
Oh, and
I
then
don't save
no.
numbers.
Oh, I told him that. I was like, I don't save numbers, whatever, whatever. And then I'm like, why would I save numbers if it's not even serious? And anyway, so then I just recently just deleted his number. So
You just completely got rid of it.
yeah. I mean, I have the text thread, but I deleted his number. So with all that being said, we need to have a little bit. Maybe we can have a different opinion on how and why we think boys are stupid. You know,
Yeah, she's like newly married.
married. But you
Like
know what? But
she
you know
literally
what?
posted on her Instagram the other day, 6.5 weeks married. So she's like counting the days. So I don't think she's gonna agree. I mean, she'll probably agree with you, but she's very
But
much,
no, no,
in like her newlywed.
yeah, she got a good guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's her guy's different. But most of them are kind of assholes. But I'm saying the reason why I think they're assholes is because of all of this perpetuated like a romantic guy that you read in the fucking books.
Rom-coms are like such a big thing right now. And I feel like that's a huge trope. I mean, also like the man being like also scorned and then the woman has to like save him somehow. Like that's also another big trope. But I don't know. People are just so portrayed differently in books than they are in real life, which I guess is the point. But
I
at the
know.
same time, like it like I don't know, at times like I feel like it needs to balance a bit more. And half the time it's like reads like a rom-com will read more like fantasy-esque in the way that people are written.
I know. I have such an issue with it because I love it, but then I also hate it.
Oh, absolutely. But
Like
that's
I
kind of like the whole point, I think, is like you're intrigued by it, but like also like you're like, what the fuck am I reading the entire
yeah,
time?
yeah, so true. Okay, the books that we were reading were horrifyingly
What
bad.
books?
After.
Oh, well, you got a lot further in the series than I only read the first book. You
To be
made
fair,
it to like book
no,
three.
no, I made it to book two. But to be fair, I read it. So the first one I read when I was like 19 or something, 18 or 19.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so
because you
like so
definitely
because I was
reread it.
young, and then that movie came out, and then you started reading it, and then I was like,
Yeah.
well, I think I have the second one on my phone, which I did, and I
Mhm.
think because it might have been like free at the time, actually, because
It
that's how
probably
new
was. Well, it was a
how new it
Wattpad
was.
book.
Yeah, that's how new it was when I first started reading, and so I started reading the second book when you were reading the first book, and it was kind of like our own little book club that also we had a book club for like a minute too, and then that ended.
Yeah, because someone stopped reading.
I
I
know.
fully made a Google spreadsheet,
I
put in the book
know.
I had selected,
I know.
and you didn't even finish.
That
You
second book really took it out of me.
The second book was your pick.
Oh wait, no, it was the first book, that first
No.
book.
Oh, the first book. Yeah, that was my pick, which was depressing.
Yeah.
I know. But then we went into a rom com, and you didn't even finish it. And it was by Christina Lauren, and
I
now
know.
it's like on every book talk. It shows up every book
I
talk.
know. It's not even that good. That's not their
It's really
best.
not. I don't know
It's
what
not
in
their
the
best. It's not their best book.
no.
I'm kind of disappointed in them in that
It
sense.
read it read like a Wattpad book. Like it just was the most like basic writing I've ever
And
read in entire.
boring.
I
Yeah.
literally read it in one day because it was
Yeah.
just so boring. And
Boring.
not because I loved it. It was just like the simplest book.
I think people are just don't read like we do. We're sophisticated readers, Shelby.
I think though the genre is not my genre currently because everything's rom-com. And I love a good rom-com as much as the next.
I
The
know.
rom-coms are like so over the top right now.
And they're just like so far fetched.
So far-fetched.
I just think they're really far fetched at this point in time,
Do you know
you
what I
know?
want to come back though? Are rom-com movies because rom-com movies have completely
Oh my
disappeared.
God.
I'd rather have a
Me
rom-com movie than a
too. Me too.
rom-com
I
book.
think, you know what? I totally agree because I just feel like movies, you're not like, I feel like, okay, this is kind of a hot take, maybe, maybe not. But I
I'm
feel
sure it
like,
is. Everything's
I'm
a
sh-
hot take nowadays.
everything's a hot take nowadays. I feel like rom coms like rom-com books versus rom-com movies, books, I feel like you literally are sucked into a new world, like a different world.
For
Like
sure. Yeah.
literally you're entrenched in that world. Like it's you and the characters because it's first person. But when you're watching a show, you clearly know that you're watching a show. Like you could fall into the show, or you could like be mesmerized and like just stare at the TV and stuff. But like you are physically like not in that place. But like if you read a book, it's
They
it's
become a
the
part of
images,
you.
it's the images in the book like that are in your brain. You know what I mean? Like you're watching something, so you're
And
registering it,
everything's so
but
different. So
you're
like what
creating
you're
it.
reading, yeah, what you're reading is completely different than how I'm interpreting it and what
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And we would have different worlds for the same book. And you know what else is mind blowing to me too? I think is like wild is like we literally I actually have a book on my table that I'm trying to finish reading right now, but I'm like I have like 15 pages left of the book, maybe like 30 pages left of the book, but I'm just so over reading it.
Mm. But you've committed this far, you got to
But I've
finish
committed
it.
this. I know, and it's placed in Scotland too.
Which one is it? Is
It's
it
called
the
The Road Trip.
I literally have that on audiobook. I've been listening to
Stop,
it.
stop, no way.
Yes.
Do you like it?
They're still driving to Scott. I stopped because it was kind of boring.
Well, the thing too is
Doesn't
like
get better. They're like literally, so they got in the car accident and then they're driving. I'm probably on like chapter like 7 or 8. It's really, I'm
oh,
still
they don't
really
have
early.
chapters
Oh, it's like part, yeah, because it switches between the two.
too. Yeah.
But like, it's broken down as like
Do they
the,
have a guy and a girl reading it?
yes, yeah,
Ooh, I like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of stopped it. I was on like an audiobook kick for a while because I was like making candles and like walking on the treadmill, and I was like, I need to like
To be
listen to something.
distracted. Yeah.
And then I don't know, I well, what it was I listened to It Ends With Us, and my God, that book literally
Oh, oh.
killed my sense
Why?
of wanting to do
Why?
audiobooks.
Why? You know what's so funny too? Oh my God, that's so funny because oh well, it's a TikTok like that girl's a TikTok person, right? What's her name?
Yeah, Colleen Hoover,
Yeah, that's it.
which
Um,
I love her on TikTok. She's so funny. She makes great TikToks. She just
I'm
seems so
sure she
relatable. Like I
does.
want to support her.
Yeah,
But
I'm
that
sure she
book,
does.
I don't know.
You know what's
I
yeah, because
I don't
you're the
know.
second person in the last like month and a half to tell me that they read that book. And I was
Because
like,
it's like so popular right
I
now.
know,
Like everybody's talking about it.
I read it like in 2018 or something. Must have been, it had to be 2018. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I did not like it. I just think it's shitty and like I have a lot of negative things to say about it. And like it just like really puts a damper on book reading.
Oh my God. No, the only thing that I will say is, I mean, obviously I was listening to it, so I do think that that is, I mean, it's still
Different.
reading, but it's a different experience. And
Yeah.
so I do have to say that I think she's really, really good at world building in the simplest form. Because she would have like just the simplest like sentence structure, but she would be able to form such like the world around her.
Lively. Yeah, lively
Yeah, and so
descriptions.
I do think that I truly do think she's a talented writer. I just personally did not like that book, and so I do kind of want to try another one of hers because I
I
did
know
like
that's
the
a,
writing
like that's
style.
what's so like yeah, the rhetoric. That's the annoying part though, because it's like that's like the annoying part because it's like it she tainted like that book tainted my feelings like so I think that's also like if I were to read Christina Lauren Christina or whatever that
Christina Lauren. Yeah,
Christina Lauren had I read one of like the honeymooners or whatever
yeah.
like first and not the book that I read I think it's
Then you
like
wouldn't have continued.
yeah I would
Yeah,
not have continued I would like I didn't like their thing but I do like their writing style in at least the first story that I read and most other stories kind of it's actually hit and miss to be honest it's like 50-50 I would
yeah.
say my one of my favorite authors right now actually is Catherine Center I think
Can't think of her at the top of my head.
anyway I really enjoyed her I think she has a really good story like she's really good at storytelling and also like character building like they change through which I really like it's also like women based too so
Yeah.
they change throughout the book, you know.
Yeah.
And more obviously in a positive way, like they're growing, they're getting confident in like where they started from where they started.
Right. I still can't get over that you and I are reading the same book and we didn't even talk about it.
I know, that's so fucking weird. I literally bought it on the plane.
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, I bought it the end of June, and because I have like a credit this month for audiobook, but I have not used it at all. I don't know if it expires. I really should claim a book, I guess, in the next few days.
I
But
know. What's going on with you? That's your favorite hobby?
what's my favorite hobby?
Buying books.
Oh, girl, it's an expensive hobby to have.
I
No, my
know.
new no, because I've been beta reading a lot, and so I mean, last year I beta read like
Tell everybody what beta reading is.
probably like 50 books. Beta reading is aspiring authors who need critique on their either like sentence structure, like just basic things like their sentence structure or their the overall story, characters, their arc, just a good feel of it. And so I read their stories, and I get feedback on that. And so I read probably like 50 beta reading books last year, and it was really, really difficult because, like, I don't know, when you read a book, obviously you're just like reading the book, but like when you're beta reading, it's so time consuming, and it's like very like draining because you have to like literally pay attention to every single thing, and then you kind of have to like think about it even more, like, does this make sense? Is that weird? Does that go with that character? Like, there's just so much to it, and then half the time, like, they're shitty books, and then I try to bail, but then I feel kind of bad, and so you kind of like got to ditch. Yeah, and then a lot of weird books. I just read a lot of like really weird books that like should have a lot of trigger warnings, TBH. So yeah. So anyway, so my like buying books hasn't really been a thing for me this past year because I've been spending so much time doing that. I mean, I literally have the beach read on my desk.
Have you not read it
downstairs.
yet?
No, I've maybe like 3 chapters in. Yeah, I know. I'm terrible. I know.
Shelby,
I
we bought
know.
that book in October.
I know. Do you know how many books I have downstairs that I like?
Oh my god.
That I just don't read?
Can you send them to me? I'll read them.
I really want to read, which I've had literally for 2 years, is Where the Crawdads Sing, and I really want to read it because the movie's going to come out. So I got to get on that. But yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we've gotten to know a little bit about our book styles. And I think that we can have another bookie give their opinion. You like that one?
Bookie.
A bookie.
Yeah, especially because she said that she wants to join our book club. So we'll talk about
our non-existent book club.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
we'll be right back with Julie.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and
oh my god, I'm still chewing.
Oh.
Oh, we're not back.
We're not back just yet.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. And we're back with Julie.
Hi. I probably have sandwich in my teeth, but that's okay.
That's all right.
That's okay. You can do a little. Yeah.
Our 8 viewers won't mind.
Yeah, it's okay. Chuck it down with some coffee.
It's great. Yeah. Got it right here.
It looks like advertisement. This is not an ad. We're not sponsored.
We're not sponsored
by Starbucks.
We're not sponsored yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah, but this is how it's free product placement.
Oh. You know, I saw on TikTok that you're supposed to put the Frappuccino thing in a blender with ice.
Yeah. Okay, I tried to do that once when I worked at Regal because we had blenders. We had like a bar and stuff, and I did it. I probably did not do the proportions correctly. It ended up garbage. I ended up throwing the whole thing away. I don't know what happened.
Oh, really?
But I'm sure if you probably did the proportions correctly. I don't know what happened. I think I blacked out while doing it.
That happens.
Wouldn't it just be icing the Frappuccino?
it ended up being so watered. I think I had to put too much ice, and so it ended up being
Oh.
so like watered
Just
down.
watered. Yeah.
I truly don't. And this was also like 4 years ago, so I don't know. But
I'm convinced there's no coffee in this because
it is
my
it's
mom,
100% sugar.
oh, it's all sugar because my mom hates coffee, but she'll drink these.
I asked her because she was here like a month ago, and I asked her, I was like, Joanne,
And she's like
she
addicted to them.
she literally like walked into the house. I don't know. It was like 5 minutes after she was here. She was like, I hate coffee. I don't remember what we were talking about, but she like, fully said like, I hate coffee. And then she like had one of those drinks, and I was like, Joanne, what's happening
Yeah,
here?
it's
This
not
doesn't make
coffee.
sense. Yeah.
I'm
No.
sorry. I just have to say it. Who hates coffee? Like
Bethany does.
I like literally all my friends, except for a few, do not like coffee. And I just think that is so outrageous.
Yeah. I literally
Yeah.
started drinking coffee when I was like 13.
It's like, me too. You know, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like, you know how people say like they only smoke when they drink, or they only, you know, they only drink when they smoke, like they go in hand. I feel like I can't read a book without drinking coffee.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like if I don't have
I just
coffee,
can't wake up in the morning without coffee.
You're just like paralyzed until you have coffee.
Same. Well,
Yeah,
same. Like,
yeah.
well, I'm not, like, I was actually talking to somebody today about it, and I was saying, like, I don't mind, like, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee, but I definitely, I need coffee. I will need coffee because I do have an addiction to it. But I just love the way it tastes in the morning. It just like, it just is something to look forward to, you know, like, just makes me so happy and like so like much better as a person. You know?
I was having a conversation with my mom about it, and I said something like, coffee is like the one thing that that is a routine for me. Like every morning I wake up and I make a cup of coffee and I drink coffee, and I was like, that's the only constant I have in my life, and it like keeps me grounded because it's my routine. And she was like, Julie, that's called an addiction. And I was like, don't tell me that. It's the only thing I have going for me that I can rely on every single day.
You know,
I can go days without it. And then when I like have weird kicks where if I start doing it, that I'm drinking like, 5 cups a day. And then I'll do that for like a week or two. And then I go off of it and I am sick of it and I won't drink it for weeks.
Wow.
It's really weird.
Nice. That's cool.
I can't remember the last time I chose not to drink it. Like if I didn't drink it, it's because we ran out.
I can remember. Mine was a couple weeks ago. I had a cold, and I read somewhere that that it's like worse for your sore throat if you drink caffeine or something. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I won't have coffee. And
you should have just made decaf.
Yeah, but also like I didn't want to do the cream and stuff because I didn't know if it was like gonna make my like mucus all gross. Yeah, I know.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
And it's like acidy and stuff, you know, acidic.
Yeah.
So, so I didn't want it to like fuck up my body more than my body was all fucked up. But it was very, very difficult for me, Julie. Very
one
difficult.
day.
No, I did it for like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Oh no, that's a no-go for me.
I know. It was so hard.
We're talking about like the Delta variant and how like COVID's coming back, and I'm so scared that if I were to get COVID that I would lose all like sense of taste. And then what would I do?
Yeah.
Because I feel like
I
thrive on like the taste of food. Like that's what gives me thrills in life.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
I know.
Like not being able to taste coffee, that's so, I don't know, that's so scary.
It's very sad.
Isn't it kind of weird that you're like, like if you were to taste something, like you would know what the taste tastes like, but like if you think about
couldn't taste it.
Yeah, but I can't taste coffee right now. If I drank it and I could tell you, oh, that's coffee, but like
I can.
Yeah, I can imagine the taste. Like I
can't imagine the taste. Like if you were to taste coconut, could you imagine the taste of coconut?
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder if that's a thing because you know how much I'm sucked into whether people not have inner monologues. I wonder if that's like in the same realm. It's got to be.
Yeah,
it has to be.
Yeah.
So wait,
It's
Ashley,
really
do you have an
interesting.
inner monologue?
Oh, too much.
Of course.
Of course.
Okay.
Because
Just double checking.
I just don't understand how people get through the day and they don't have one.
I know.
I will never wrap my head around that. It just
How-
seems
No,
so
that's my-
lonely in there, you know?
Yeah.
You're not your friend.
I'm
Yeah.
my best friend up here.
Me too.
I'm the only one I have.
It's only me, myself, and I. Little old me.
Yeah. But when you're reading though, which I think is really interesting, because I was asking my grandma who doesn't have an inner monologue, that I was like, if you read, like, and we'd given her the example, like a little girl on a hill with a red balloon. Well, can you picture it? And she goes, like, I understand it, but I don't like picture it. And I'm like, what is the point in reading then? Like, if you literally can't visualize it, what is the point? That's the whole point of reading.
I asked my aunt the same thing because she doesn't have one, and she couldn't give me an answer. I was like,
my grandma couldn't either.
How does reading bring you any joy then if you like can't picture what you're reading?
That's horrible.
Baffles me.
Yeah, it really gets me.
Does she read?
Yeah, she reads all the time. She loves reading. She was literally telling me about a book earlier that day, and then later in the evening was when she told me that she didn't have an inner monologue. And I was like, hold on, wait a second, because you told me about like this part of that book you were reading, but what what did you picture? Like how? And she was like, nothing. And then I was like, okay, well then like why? What's the point of reading? And she literally couldn't give me an answer.
Did you like blow her mind? Does she read still?
No, I think she still reads.
But did she know that people have inner monologues? Was that something that she didn't know about?
At the time, I don't think she realized it. I think
that's crazy that like it hasn't really been a discussion until the last few years where people were, and like there were studies done or whatever on it. Like I think it's crazy that we've all been going through life like, and it's kind of like the same thing with colors. Like, do we all see the same colors? I don't believe it.
I believe that all the time. When I was a kid,
same.
When I was a kid, I thought about that all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's no way to prove it.
No. Like we can tell like this wall behind me is blue, but like are we seeing the same color?
No idea.
Like we know this particular color is blue.
It's blue. Yeah.
It's blue. Like we've categorized it that color, but like is it the same color in our head?
Right. No and are other people seeing colors that you can't see?
Yes.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Well, yeah,
mind blown.
Have you seen those things on like TikTok or like Facebook or Instagram where it's like, tell me how many colors there are, like, and there's like 1 through 9 or whatever, and it's like some people see all. Oh, you haven't seen those? Some people see like all 9. Some people only see like 3.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm really intrigued though. Now I need to Google this.
I know.
Yeah.
And like also I was telling this to Shelby earlier today, like it's kind of weird too, like there's like a difference between watching TV and reading a book, and like you get like sucked in because you're literally picturing it, like you're creating your own world. But like what's mind-blowing to me is that like we could be reading the same book but have different experiences reading the book because we could create different worlds. Like the main character is explained this particular way, but we could be picturing the main character so differently.
Well, it's kind of, but like also I don't know if it's just, this could just be me, and I know like Ashley and I have talked about this, but like when I'm reading a book and it'll tell me like this 5'7" blonde hair, green eyed girl, and she looks this certain way, I throw that right out the window. I don't care what the hell you've given me. I do not portray that in my mind. Like I literally will portray something else. And but I do that with like other things, like for places, in like if they're standing in like a certain way in like a store or like in a location where they're at, I'll just make something up. Like half the time, if whatever I'm reading on my page or like reading on the page, I like it changes in my mind.
I kind of do the same thing, like going back to the description of the character, but only if they don't give me the description soon enough. So like if the story starts out and they're like, Susie was tall and had red hair and it was curly and she was skipping off to school and like her uniform, okay, I'll picture it. But if it's like Susie was really sad that day, boom, Susie's already made up in my mind however I decided because you didn't give me the description soon enough. And then later the description comes along, and that's totally out the window. I'm just like, no.
It's
Susie's
like,
the way she is in my mind, and that's it.
it's almost like conflicting for me sometimes.
Oh,
Like when they
yeah.
read,
Always.
like when I'm reading and like I don't, but it's kind of hard because I don't know if you guys have vivid like imagery of these characters or of like
mine are like faded, like kind of blurry.
Like it's almost like I'm there and I can see it, but it's like almost not. It's like dreamlike almost, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you guys both have kind of eye issues, but it kind of feels like when I take my contacts out and I can still see things, but they're kind of blurry. That's how I visualize it in my head.
Yeah, like the like if I were to explain the character to you, like I don't know if I could explain it to you, but like I know what she looks like.
Yeah, literally.
You know?
Same. Yeah.
You know, like, but I know what she looks like, but if you were to give me like, okay, well, explain what she like, and it's almost like the character changes the way she looks too sometimes, because it's like, even though like
inconsistent, yeah, for whatever like maybe happening in that moment.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, no, I have the same thing. So I'm glad we're on the same page with that.
Yeah,
What's interesting though is that, so I was beta reading, because we were talking about beta reading earlier. I was beta reading last year one of his books, and it's probably one of the like really good ones that I've read, out of the like handful of good ones, out of the shitty ones. And she asked me, it was a girl from England, and we literally were doing like WhatsApp, I don't know, where you like voice call people, and she was in England, and so we were doing it once a week, or maybe even sometimes twice a week depending, and I would talk to her for like an hour, and she would go over like her notes. I would go over her notes with her, or like that I had for her book, and she'd go over mine. And one of the questions, it was like after the first like chapters we had exchanged, and one of her first questions was, can you describe the character back to me as like I've described her? And I was like, straight up, I was like, no, I absolutely cannot. I was like, whatever you've written on the page, I could not even remember what it was. I've ignored it. I don't care what the hell you wrote, I've ignored it.
It's a
and
me
she was
thing.
like, yeah, I was like, it's me, it has nothing to do with you. I was like, it's a running joke between my sister and I, like we literally like I just ignore it. And she was like, oh, okay, all right. And I feel like she kind of was like a little, she probably someone who, you know, like envisions whatever they say on it. But she was like, that's fair, whatever. And I was like, I swear it's not you, it's me.
Have you read any good books lately?
Yeah, okay.
No.
What's up with, I bought you, Ashley, The Midnight Sun for you and me.
Yeah.
And Julie said that she wants to read it as well. Did you buy it?
I haven't bought it yet. I need to just bite the bullet and order it, because
oh God, are we gonna read this?
Yes, we have to.
Yes, we have to.
Here's the thing, we have to, because Dan and I are going to Forks, Washington in September.
Oh my, oh God, so
And
you gotta
we
read it before
literally-
September?
You're committed.
We have to read it before September. And we booked this Airbnb in Forks, like not intentionally at all. We were just like looking to see what they had left, and there was like this studio, but the guy who like owns it, he didn't like fully deck it out in Twilight stuff, but he had like some Twilight things here and there. He had the entire like box set and all the books.
Oh my God.
And in his description, he wrote like this really long description, but then at the end, if you read like the whole thing, it said there's a little Edward doll that's hidden somewhere in the Airbnb, and if you find it, you get like 10% off of your rate. And then he's also hidden with like a little charm or knickknack or something, and you get to keep a little charm. And we were like, oh, we gotta do it.
Wow, yeah, you gotta find this.
That makes me a little uncomfortable.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't know, I kind of like it. I like a good
weird.
hunt.
It wasn't like super overwhelming. Like there weren't like posters of Edward on the wall or anything. It was just like little things here and there that we were like, oh, okay, that's actually kind of cute that they like decked it out for Twilight, and you know. So I have to read it.
Yeah, we have to read the book. Come
Yeah.
on, Ashley. Do you know how heavy that book is? I had to ship that thing to you.
I know. I literally see it on my desk every day, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta read that soon.
And it's like 600 pages. I don't know. Why is it longer than the actual Twilight book?
And the thing is, we already know what happens.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it all of them combined or just the first one?
Oh, it's just the first one. And it's like
it's probably just him like wanting to eat and kill Bella the entire time.
Or maybe it starts out without Bella first. Maybe it's like
Yeah, I don't know how it starts out.
Oh,
But one of my friends, she read it and she said it was really good.
really.
I don't know how good it could be because we already know what happens.
yeah. Interesting.
But-
I didn't
but
really
I-
like the progression of the books. Like I really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah,
I
did
thoroughly
too.
enjoyed the second, and then I was like, oh, the third's okay.
Oh,
Fourth
the
is
third was my
whatever.
favorite.
You know
Really?
what's so
I
funny?
think so.
Do you
Yeah.
guys? So when I started reading the books, I think I read them in high school because
We definitely did.
because the movies came out. Yeah, we read them after the movies or after the first movie came out. And I remember going to school, and there's specific songs that I would listen to like while I was reading. And every time, even now, I hear these songs. It's "The Scientist" by Coldplay. I
Mhm.
hear and I think of Twilight every fucking time. And "Breathe Me" by Sia.
Yeah.
I think of Twilight every
Do you-
time I hear it.
Do you know what's so funny is so all of the Twilight movies are on Netflix now, and so it's been like a huge thing on TikTok of like everybody
Yes.
rewatching them. Even though you and
Yeah.
I did a few months ago because they're on like Hulu or
Oh
something.
God, yeah.
But what's so funny is I saw this one woman, she had posted a TikTok and she was like, I will never forgive the app TikTok for making me want to twerk to the song. And it just made me laugh because you and I were literally like twerking every time it played.
I haven't seen that, but I'm not on TikTok all that often.
I know. I'll have
Now
to
it's
send
gonna
you one
pop
when I see
up.
it.
Yeah.
It
Or I'll
will.
just open it up and it'll just, because we've talked about it now, it'll pop
Oh,
up.
of course.
So I would say some of the books that I'm reading right now are like okay. Shelby and I are literally reading the
Yes,
same book
get
now.
get this, Julie. Remember I was telling you about the Scottish book I was listening to on audiobook? In the
Yeah.
very first, like when Ashley and I were recording before you came on, Ashley starts telling me about this book, and I'm like, that's literally the same book I'm reading, but neither
Literally
of
the
us
same
talked
book.
about it.
Yeah. And it's like it's okay. Like
It's
okay.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It actually low key kind of triggers me because it reminds me of like my ex.
Really?
So triggering.
Oh my God. Now
Triggered.
that's all I'm going to think about. I got to finish it because it was good. The thing is, it's good, but it's like, it's not drawing me in for any. It's just like, all right.
No, it does take a while. It takes, but see, I started reading it on the plane, so I had nothing else to do. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I
see, that's
probably
good.
wouldn't
Yeah.
have. But
What's it called?
it's called The
The
Road Trip.
road trip.
Oh,
And
okay,
it literally takes place in Scotland, which is like my favorite thing. And like,
yeah.
I love
You
Scotland.
told me that when you started reading it, you had mentioned it.
Yeah, I started it back in June, and I got
Okay.
probably like 7 or 8 chapters in, and I don't know, I just stopped.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's fine. But okay, so one of my coworkers, I was talking about how like I wanted to be like kind of antisocial last week, and I wanted to go to the bookstore and like just kind of like find a book and just kind of sit there and read because it's one of my favorite pastimes when I'm feeling introverted. And so he was like, oh well, I really love reading this guy. He's like, I don't normally like telling people like that they're gonna like this book, but like I think you're really gonna like it. And it's, do you guys know who David Siddhartha is?
I don't think
Nope.
so.
Not Siddhartha. Is it David Sedaris? Sedaris?
Oh, I do.
He's from the New Yorker. He's from the New Yorker.
Yeah. And I think I may. What has he written? I think I may have actually read.
He has like a ton of books. And anyway, I was reading this one, like a snippet from one of his books. I think it's called I'll Speak Good One Day or something like that. And
I think that's the one I was reading.
did you? Okay, there's like these.
I don't think I ever finished it.
I read two short stories. They're short stories about his life, and they were so funny. I was literally laughing out loud, like laughing out loud in the bookstore like an idiot. And
Is
it
it
was
like a chalkboard cover?
no, it's like him in his
Oh, no. The one Me Talk Pretty One Day is the
Yeah,
one
that's
I
it.
started.
That's me
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, that has a chalkboard cover.
Oh, this one didn't have a chalkboard cover. This one had him and his
I
like.
got it years ago. I mean, I probably got it in like 10th grade.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
Because it's old.
so it's so
Is
like,
your cover this weird one? With the guy on the front?
yes, yeah, yeah. Honestly,
No,
honestly,
this is how I got it. Oh god. It's just like a chalkboard. It's just
okay.
so very different covers.
Very different covers. It is so funny though. Like he talks about like him going to speech therapy class, and he talks about how he says his S's is. So he's like, sorry, and it is like,
I'm just still shocked that you and I are so in sync with the books at this
I know
current
what is
moment.
going on.
I don't know. We're normally very different with our book taste, but right
I
now it's
know.
It's
very
kind of like you guys can't have a book club like actively happening.
No,
Like it just happens on its
Years
own.
happens on its own. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. God,
Wow.
that's so funny. Anyway, so that's what I would recommend. So I gotta finish this fucking. I have 30 pages left of this road.
Is that
trip
the one you
book.
had 30 pages left of?
That's what I have 30 pages left on,
Oh, okay.
and it's like because it's like there's really no climax of the book.
Hold on,
I mean,
which
like,
one? Me Talk Pretty or
No,
the
no,
road
no.
trip?
The road trip. Me Talk
Oh,
is just
okay.
like short story. They're just like
Yeah,
little
yeah,
short
yeah.
stories. But the road trip doesn't really have like a. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna get into it. But
Yeah.
but it's like it's okay. Like I'm just there hasn't.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and I spent a whole credit on audiobook. You only get 1 credit a month on this damn thing, and I spent it on that, which you can
What a
return
waste.
after like a few days, but it's been a month.
It's too late now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't even spent my July credit. I'm really behind.
Yeah. So we
Oh
gotta
my
get on
gosh.
I don't know what's happening. I'm reading.
Wow.
I'm beta reading 2 books right now. It's, let me tell you, recommendation for a book would be one that I already recommended to Julie, and she never read it. Would be
Us.
The Light
Light
We
We
Lost.
Lost.
The Light We Lost. Yeah, 10 out of 10 in my opinion. If you want a depressing book,
If you want to.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 in tragedy. It is
Yeah.
just
yeah.
Yeah, if you want to feel
Yeah.
like you have nothing left to give in life after reading this book, I really recommend reading it.
Hey, okay, would you rather reread that or Till It Ends, or It Ends With Us?
Well, I haven't read What It Ends With Us in so long, so
You'd pick that one. You just spent the first half of this podcast complaining about
that's how much I didn't like this book
destroyed.
because This Ends With Us is like just terrible. Like it's just terrible. But the whatever
terrible.
one,
It was
like,
so good.
but the other one makes me so depressed that like I
it's so
can't.
depressing.
It's
No,
so
no,
depressing.
it ends with that. You didn't read it? It ends with us. Did you, Julie?
No.
Colleen Hoover.
No, I'm talking about the other one. It's
No,
so
that-
depressing.
So depressing.
Yeah, but you didn't even make it that far in. But it does start off talking about 9/11.
Me or Ashley?
No, you.
I made it pretty.
Did you? I just remember you saying you made it to like the 9/11 part, which is like, opening page.
No. I'm way past that. I'm like at the part where, well, it's been a hot minute. I feel like because he went away
Okay, yeah, to Iraq to
for
cover.
like, yeah. And then he came back, I
Mhm.
think, and they met up, and
Okay, so you made it
she was
decently.
dating another guy, and he told her that he had like a girlfriend that he was living with. That was like roughly around. I read more of it than I expected to.
Yeah.
Because it was real
Oh,
rough.
God, I'm
It was
glad.
real rough. And I still have a bookmark in it, so who knows? Maybe
One
I'll
day,
finish it one day.
someday, maybe.
Yeah, someday, maybe I will get there.
I recently, last year I started The Girl in the Window, the woman in the window, not the girl, the woman in the window, and it was so good. 10 out of 10, recommend. But I didn't finish the last 50 pages, and I have now, but I didn't finish.
Oh,
So good,
And
I didn't finish it.
It's so good. But I did. But then the movie came out, and I was like, literally the night, because I was so excited because this book was really good until I don't know why I didn't read the last 50 pages. I literally just forgot about the book. And then the movie was coming out. I was like, I have to finish it before I watch the movie. So the movie came out, and right before I sat down and I finished the last 50 pages, and I was gonna watch it with my mom. So I'm like, okay, Mom, I finished reading. Let's go watch it. So we watched it. Worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. The entire time. I think my mom was annoyed with me because I was that person, and I hate that person that's like, the book was better. The book was better. Literally the entire movie though, I'm like, the book is better. The book is better. Oh, that didn't happen in the book. Or this happened. This didn't happen like this in the book. Or this wasn't like this. And my mom was just like, okay, I didn't read the book. with me. But it's
Did your mom
movie.
like it? Like with having no knowledge? Oh,
No,
so it's just terrible.
Because they cut out like literally a third of the book. A huge chunk, like a huge chunk. And I know like normally a lot of like books turned to movies, they're like missing things and you're like, oh, obviously the book's better. This one, I don't know what the fuck happened. Do not recommend. Recommend the book, but not the movie. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Caught that.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Wow. That was your rant.
That was my rant. I'm very passionate about it because it was very upsetting. It was very triggering to me. But yeah, I would like to, I guess, end this podcast with saying that reading is a very expensive hobby, one that I tend to start tend to like, get into the first few chapters and then I like kaputs right out of it. And now I have like 40 books downstairs that I've read the first like 5 chapters of and never picked back up again.
There's a cheaper way to do that, and it's called the library.
Yeah, I know. We really should all be supporting our local libraries. But there is
I have the Libby app.
I know, that's what we were doing for our book club. But I do have to say, there is something really satisfying about going to the bookstore and picking a book that has never been opened and hearing that first page crack open. It's one of the most beautiful sounds on this earth.
You can still go to the bookstore and do that and not buy the book. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but once you're the person that opens that first page, that book's yours.
Well,
just walks out of the bookstore, doesn't pay.
That one's mine now. No,
but you have so many.
Yeah, I have a whole bookshelf full of books that I opened the first page and now they're mine. Yeah, no, it's a real problem, but it's a problem I'll deal with in the future.
I'm here for that.
Yeah. Ashley, are you just on your phone? What's happening over there?
I'm touching my leg. I'm touching it because you forget you have legs sometimes. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm fucking tired. I woke up early this morning. I fucking did hard
you
labor.
have legs. Sometimes, Julie, do you ever forget you have legs? I never forget I have legs.
I never really thought about it, so I guess I kind of did forget.
Like, oh yeah, it's there. Oh god.
Anyway,
okay, guys.
This has been a really successful podcast. If anyone's actually made it through.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for the 2 that are going to make it. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I'm proud of you guys for sitting here and talking for 2 hours and actually physically making it.
Thanks.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here in your closet.
Yeah, thanks for. I know. Maybe the next time I'm on, I'll have a classier setup.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay, well, I think that's a wrap.
I think that's a wrap, baby.
It's a wrap.
Thanks for watching.
And hopefully we'll be back next week. Don't count.
We'll see. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.